Here we have number 3 of the Ageless yoga videos, and I'm going to just show you what I do, and I learned from a book in the 60s, and this is something that I teach everybody, and just stick with me. We're going to just do what the human body can do, and don't be frustrated if you can't do it right away. You've already had video 1, video 2, which is leading up to how to loosen up the body, and this is the practice that I do every day, and from then on we're going to be doing extras. So remember to connect with all those things that I told you about before. Here we have a mat, and I have a mirror today. I like to look in a mirror because I have scoliosis, and sometimes I want to make sure that my position is corrected. So I always face a mirror. You don't have to. Once you get used to doing this, you can do it anywhere. And we're not going to start with any mantras or anything like we did before, because you've already done that. Now you're going to see how you can do yoga in different ways. It's not always the same thing. Once again, we have this beautiful music from Jay Uttal and Ben Linebeck, Loveland. We're going to start at the top of our mat, and we're going to bring our hands into prayer position. This prayer position is really important because we're connecting with the heart chakra, which is going to be our next lesson. This chakra is the 3rd chakra, and we are coming into owning our power. So I want you to just stand here. You know how to do the mountain pose, Tadasana, and here we're doing the mountain pose with our breath, with our drishti focused, with our stillness. And the mantra for this 3rd chakra is Ram, the mantra of Gandhi. That was the last word he spoke on this earth, Ram. Om Ram. Om Wam Lam Ram. Breathing in, breathing out. Bring your drishti up and breathe in. And stretch up here for a few seconds. You can point with your right hand and push your left hip out. And then with the next breath, point with your left hand up, up, and push your hips out to the left. Do it again. Right hand up, right hips out, left hand up, all the time coordinating with your breath. I can't breathe and speak at the same time. So we're breathing in, pushing the hips out, and breathing out as we go to the other side. Breathing in, push those hips out, and come to the other side. One more time. And this time, grab your right hand with your left hand and bring it a little further over. And breathe an extra breath. And come back to neutral. Reach up as high as you can, staying grounded, thinking of the energy coming up from the earth. Take the right hand, grab the left wrist, push that left hip out, looking up, up, extending your spine, pushing those hips out, and coming back to neutral. Bring your head down, facing forward, and we're just going to bring our arms up and down with the breath. Breathing up and breathing out, and your arms come down. Breathing up, and let your arms come down. Loosening things up. Let's roll those shoulders. Get the shoulders loose. We've already done these things. These are just reminders. You can incorporate any of them or none of them. Whatever you think you need. Each day is a different new day. And now, bring your hands to your heart. Surya Namaskar One. Breathing in, breathing out. Eyes are focused on a drishti point. Breathing in, your drishti point goes up, unless your head is troubling you and you keep it forward. And now breathe out, bend at the waist. Keep your knees bent if you need, and just hang here in the folded mountain, Uttanasana. Now really enjoy this half mountain pose. Yesterday I called it mistakenly half tree, but see, even a long time yoga person, we make errors. That's what this is all about, for you to see the humanity of doing yoga. See this little dance I'm doing? I'm just opening up my lower spine by doing a little dance in place. And now we're going to bring our fingertips up and extend your head. And now here I want you to open those blossoms manually. You don't have to do it manually. You just open them by squeezing your muscles outwardly, 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 and coming back. Breathe out. Breathe in, open up the blossoms, and breathe out. Relax those blossoms. Come as close as you can to your body. Breathe in one more time. Extend the spine, open the blossoms, and relax and come forward. Come up with strong abs. Today we're going to be addressing the abs, by the way. Our goal is to do some awesome abs, which is the core. And bring your hands down, either forward, you can go forwards if you want, or sideways. Experiment, see which way you like best. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing up, and breathing out. Don't forget, we did a really, really, really slow Surya Namaskar yesterday. Take the right foot back. We're not going to go so slow today because we've already done that. Here, I rock back and forth for a few breaths just to get my body loose. Instead of doing all sorts of leg stretches that people do, I do it one right in the middle of a sun salute. Oh, that feels good. If you don't forget, if you're not that opened up yet, just go on your knee until you are opened up. But you're not on this video until you've already opened up with video number 1 and 2 as many times as it takes. So here we go, hands down all the way on the mat, and feet together, not underneath your hip bones, same distance. You can go up and down with your feet, you can bend your knees. You know all the variations, we've been through this before. 5 breaths. Here's a really good trick for those of you who are like this. You want to bend your knees as much as possible and stick your butt up in the air to try to get rid of that humpy computer at the desk look. Okay, looking forward with your drishti. Come forward into plank. Hold a nice plank for a few breaths. You can be on your knees if you wish. Every day is different. And we're going to come down, either lowering yourself up by your knees or coming down all the way and looking up into a small small snake. It's so easy to get all these little poses mixed up. Head back down, push yourself back up to down dog. 5 breaths again. So here we are, we're just opening everything up. This is the way we're stretching our body quietly, gently, before we do more vigorous things. I do 5 sun salutes. That's my routine before I do anything. So this is what we're doing today. We're going to do 5. Looking forward. Bring that right foot forward. Hop, hop, hop if you have to. If you can't get it all the way up, don't worry. And here, once again, I like to rock back and forth. You don't have to. You can hold it stationary. I like the rhythm of all the different muscles that it brings in place. Energy shooting out the front of the front knee. Energy shooting out the back through my heel. And of course, looking up as much as you can. If your neck is stiff, just keep it down. Maybe do some little neck stretches while you're in this holding position. Be creative. We've already gone through the creative energy. Now we're owning our power. And coming up with either one hop or a couple hops or a million hops. Let's just hang here for a minute. So we're letting the lower back open. You can sway. You can feel the stretch of your hip opening even more. You can hold your elbows for another little extra weight. And we're going to bend your knees and bring yourself up, either very slowly or in one swoop, up to you. Looking up, if your neck is up for it, and bring everything back to your heart. So that whole thing is Surya Namaskar. Here we go, number 2, breathing in, breathing out. A little faster this time, breathing in, and breathing out. Think left foot. Left foot goes back. Right knee over right ankle. Yeah, you know, you've already done this. Just a few seconds there. Now, I always like to do my yoga on a cotton yoga mat. I like the feel of it better than the sticky rubber mats. That's my preference. Now we're going to learn how to do this swoop thing that we started to talk about yesterday. I'm going to demonstrate it first, if you've never seen it. So it's a swooping the floor, I call it. You can get there just by coming to a plank and then coming up if you wish. But eventually you'll be swooping the floor. Keep those elbows very close to your body. And your toes are pointed. And then come back to down dog. You'll get it. And here we go. Left leg forward. Breathing in. Let's take one more breath here. Feeling that stretch. And coming back up to Uttanasana. Folded mountain pose. Coming up, not folded tree pose. I couldn't believe I was calling it folded tree. Okay, now we're going to concentrate upon what is called hugging the midline with this one. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, eyes are focused, breath is noticed, Mula Bandha is engaged. Bring your energy, focus to the floor, come down, and there we are in folded mountain Uttanasana. Every day you get a little closer. Right leg again. Bring the right leg back. Now here, I want you to concentrate on squeezing not only your Mula Bandha, but 2 legs are trying to squeeze together, like making a sandwich out of your midsection. Now if you loosen it up, you'll see, oh yeah, that's different. So you squeeze and you feel this firmness. That's called hugging the midline. We're going to use that a lot. Okay, come down to downward dog. You know how to do it. Feet are together. I don't have to tell you all the minutiae. We're going in this stand together. Sweeping the floor. So look ahead with your drishti. Elbows are close together. Very important. And swoop the floor. Go as high or as low as you want. Or just go into the way I showed you, which is a plank and coming up into a high cobra-like thing. Looking forward. Bring the right leg forward and hug that midline. So let's think about that for a minute. Keep your drishti down so it's focused right in front of you on the mat. And squeeze those 2 knees together, which are telling the whole leg what to do. Squeeze those knees like as if you were trying to hold a piece of paper between your legs, but of course they're separated. And now loosen them and feel how different it is. And squeeze it together again. So it's not just the Mula Bandha, but it's actually the physical knees directing the legs to squeeze everything together. Good. Looking forward with your drishti and come up. This is number 3. So here, before you come up, bring your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers. Your drishti is on the place behind you. I have a wall, so it's behind me. And you're going to bring your hands as far as you can up over your head, toward your head, not over your head. Oh yeah, and feel that stretch in your shoulder blades. Don't forget, your knees are as bent as they need to be, so you don't feel any effort, no discomfort in your hamstrings. But your hamstrings and your Achilles are getting nicely stretched. Okay, release your hands. Bring your drishti swooping up, and your hands are following. Up, up. And let's just give ourselves a little back bend here. Maybe 1 inch. That's all, just 1 inch. And bring your hands back to your heart. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, reach up. 1 more little inch of a back bend, and breathing out. Arms are coming down, placed right next to your feet. Left leg back. Squeeze that midline. Your drishti starts on the mat, and then bring it up as much as you can. So you get a nice stretch. Yogis don't have any problems with their neck as they get older. And hands down. Bring your feet together. You can either be up on your tippy toes or just keep it as close as you can to the floor. Don't forget, you're being creative in the midst of this alignment that we do. You want to do whatever your body says. If it wants to do a funny little dance, just take a moment and do a funny little dance. Looking forward, and we're going to squeeze, we're going to swoop the floor. Elbows very close together, don't forget. Very important. And back to downward dog. Looking forward, right leg comes forward. I think I might have gotten messed up. That should be number 4. Head down. Well, you know what you're doing by this point. I'm just doing it with you. Coming up and stretching back maybe 1 more inch. And bringing your hands to your heart. Okay, this is the 5th one. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in. At this point, you're having a little back bend there. And breathing out. Right foot back. Breathing in. Breathing out. Hands are very firm on the floor every time you do a down dog. And you can squeeze the midline here too. It's part and parcel with having your Mula Bandha engaged, which eventually you will be very aware of your Mula Bandha engaged all the time because it stabilizes every posture you're doing. Looking forward, swooping that floor, low or high, it's up to you. And coming back to a down dog. Now here, just remember that your arms are very strong. The elbows want to kiss each other. The arm is spiraling inward, not outward. Looking forward, bringing that right leg up. One last time, squeezing that midline. And come up to folded mountain, Uttanasana. And bring yourself up. Just a little back bend. Maybe you notice that you're even an inch further than you were last time. And you get back to your heart. Very good. So from now on, with every of our consecutive chakra explorations, we will always be starting by loosening up with 5 sun salutes. But we will be doing variations as we get more into it. So now I'm going to show you something that I have taught thousands of people, and trust me, you can do it. We're going to do a headstand. It may seem formidable to somebody who has never done one, but first of all, here's a little gadget that I bought for my husband because my husband has a neck issue. He's an ex-football player. So you can see, I call it like a little it looks like a porta potty, but this is something that's readily available. If you need to do a headstand in this contraption, please do. I'm going to demonstrate it after I get people into a normal headstand. So we'll be doing that later. So just try a normal headstand first, or you could try a half a headstand. If you have any known injuries to your neck from either previous injury like sports or whiplash, car problem, do not do a headstand until you feel confident that it's very strong. Use our little headstand, whatever it's called. This one is by Gaiam. So here we go with, where should I do it? I'm going to teach you how to do it against a wall. That's why we have so much space here, so we can just show everything. Here's my mirror for doing the sun salutes we've just done. And here we have no mirror, and we have a wall, but I'm going to put a blanket underneath because there's no mat there. So make sure that you have comfort so your arms are not going to be sore, and you're going to be close to the wall, about a foot away from the wall. I'm going to open this up a little bit. And we're going to go very slowly. Don't worry about it, and you can do it. Just try it. The very first thing you do is you put your elbows down. This has to be a different way. Make sure you have a nice cushion for yourself, however it is configured. You might have to have a little more than your mat also. So bring your mat over against the wall and be brave. Just try it. You can stop at any time. Bring your towel. It's about 1.5 feet away from the wall. It's very important you get it right here. So you want to have your elbows down with your hands facing up, and your forearms are exactly spaced so that they come right off of your shoulders. This is going to be a very scientifically structured posture. There's not going to be any pressure on your neck at all. All the pressure goes into what we're doing with our arms. So you start with your elbows firmly planted on the floor. Your palms are facing up, and then you bring your hands together. And so the reason we start with our palms facing up is it forms a little lock with our skin, so there's no wiggling around. So bring your hands together, interlock the fingers, and we're going to put our head, so the very top of our head is cupped by our hands. So you feel firmly that the top of your head is on the floor. Your thumbs are loose, and the back of your head is cupped gently by the hands. So there's no movement forward. Everything is in place. So from here, you put your feet, you get your toes firmly planted on the floor, hip width apart, and lift yourself up. From here on, if you can't do what I'm showing you, it's because your abs are weak. And that's why we're going to be doing abs today, because abs are very important. And by abs, I do mean the core. But the core strength is something. I have a little bit of a cramp going on. That's why I'm wiggling like this. If I can't get up today, this is enough. You know, this is getting into headstand. So even if you stay like this is a good place to start. You're getting your arm strength. You're getting your legs used to helping you get up, and you're getting your confidence. And know that you're not going to fall out of it because you've got the wall behind you. So I'm going to walk very gently and come up as close as I can. And you want to just lift your body up like this and get your abs to hold you. And you can even put your feet on the wall here or not. Once you feel your abs engaged, you lift your legs up. And you're going to stay there as long as you can. I have a mirror right in front of me, so I'm staring. I can't see my head, but I can see my nice, beautifully aligned body. That's enough for today, but if you want to stay up longer, that's fine. Bend your knees first to come down. And if you want to stay here, you can put your feet against the floor, the wall, and get your arms strengthened. Bend those knees. Come down slowly, slowly. Engage those abs. Stretch the feet out. And here, you want to make sure you never pop up quickly. Put your legs gently into child's pose. So your knees are far apart. And you go as deeply as you can into this little nest that you're making with your body. You never want to come out of a headstand really fast because the blood will come down too fast out of your head and you could get dizzy or pass out. So just make sure you come out of a headstand very slowly. So there you go. And if you want to practice that, that'd be great. We'll be doing other kind of inversions. This is called an inversion. So for those of you who want to get a contraption, let's see which way. I'll do it this way. Okay? There you go. So I will just go for it. You have these arms. You're going to hold the arms. You're going to put your head in where the little insertion is, and you're going to lift yourself up with those strong abs that we are now going to be developing. And you want to make sure your elbows are staying really close together. So this is such a good way to get into inversions because you have the safety of your neck being free. My neck is totally free here. And everything else is engaged. And you get all the benefit of having your blood rushing to your head. You get so smart. And you're reversing the effects of age and gravity, of course. And while you're up here, I probably will never show this again, so I'm going to just show it right now. Once your abs, your core strength, your deepest place, which we also call the Mula Bandha, is totally your friend, and you have it engaged, so there's no wobbling up here. You're strong like a rock. Then you can start doing things like experimenting with stretching your legs out. Slowly, 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 because I'm also engaged with my strong arms and my strong elbows are coming together. There's no out there business with the elbows, and your head is totally free. And you can stay up here as long as you want. This is really safe and easy, but if anybody can, please learn to do a headstand freestanding against the wall to begin with, and eventually you'll get the courage to do it in the middle of the room. Maybe by the end of our 7 levels of exploring the chakras together, we'll be exploring headstand together, but probably not. There's so many other poses. When you come down, you want to stick your butt as far away from your head as you can, and this really engages the abs. And bring down your legs as slowly as you can. I actually do abs in this contraption, and I do my abs upside down sometimes. So once again, if you're using the contraption, just make sure that you give yourself a nice long rest before you come back up. Don't just pop out of it. Let your blood have an opportunity to redistribute throughout your body. Okay, so this thing is over 25 years old. My husband, who is retired, I call him a geriatric jock. He used to be a football star, and he had a lot of injuries, and he was a slave to chiropractic. But now he just does yoga, and he does avid tennis, and his body is very, very strong, and he knows exactly which poses to do to get himself back in balance. So without much further stretching and whatnot, we're going to go right into abs, because if you can't do a headstand, 99.9% of people have problems because their abs are too weak. So we're going to do some abs together. And I do abs, every time I do my yoga practice. So this is a little ball, and it has a t-shirt on it because it's more fun to grip it. I give it it's a very cheery color. It's just a little cheapo. And I like to hold a ball, but you can also do this without a ball. So of course, abs are best on the floor, unless of course you want to do them in the contraption, the headstand contraption. I got to make sure my microphone here is not going to get squished. Move that over. Oh, that's a nice stretch. See, yoga can be done however you feel it needs to be done. You just feel a stretch that your body needs, and that's yoga, when you harness the breath to it. This feels very good. I am stretching the head in the opposite way from my legs. My legs are bent. And let's just start with that. See, I just invented something for the moment because my body said, I need to do that because it felt so good when I accidentally got into that posture. And that's the creative aspect of having a relationship with your body. And also, when you're not in a class, you can do what your body says it needs, not what the teacher or the flow of the class says. So I'm stretching my sideways, and I'm putting my knees on either side as my head goes the opposite way. And I'm having a nice stretch with the breath harnessed, and the drishti is going from side to side. My drishti focus for the eyes. That felt good. And just having a nice gentle stretch, side to side, arms stretched out, hands open, wide, palms up. The spontaneity of doing yoga is quite a wonderful thing to explore, because once you learn the basic poses, then it's just your own personal journey of what is needed every day. And people get into knowing exactly what their body needs, which is a wonderful thing. It doesn't waste any time with doing things that you don't need. And then, of course, if you ever want to, you go to a class every now and then to check yourself to make sure that you're doing things properly, and maybe learn a new pose or two. Oh yeah, that felt good. Okay, so now I'm taking my little ball and I'm going to put it between my knees so that there's this hugging of the knees. Now, if you don't have a ball, no problem, just get yourself a little rolled up towel. So I'm going to just be going gently, coming back and forth, and that engages right away the core muscles of the abs. You can count, but I'm going to just do a few. And when you do this on your own, it'd be nice if you establish a personal best, like start with 5 or 10, and then make sure that you do 5 or 10 thereafter until you're ready to go on to the next challenge, which would be 15 or 20. Just make sure that you are aware of how many you're doing, because you want to always be improving and maintaining, or at least maintaining, yes, your ab strength, but always getting stronger little by little. So this is one set of the at least 3 different groups of muscles, all pertaining to our core strength. And my Mula Bandha is very engaged in this. So this is not just abs. My arms are outstretched. My eyes are focused. I'm thinking of the breath. And I'm developing a relationship with my core. So this one can also be closer. Put the ball underneath your knees and squeeze it and see how that changes. Ooh, yeah, that strengthens the connection. You're putting the ball underneath or the bunch of towels, whatever you have. That would have to be at least 3 or 4 towels. I urge you to get a ball. Even when I'm traveling, a little blow-up ball is good. So you've kept count, perhaps, when you're doing this on your own. But right now, I'm just demonstrating. Personally, I like to do a count of anywhere from 22 to 33. I like uneven numbers. And I do count to keep my mind focused on strengthening my core. Okay, so come back and squeeze this baby between your knees. And now we're going to take it to the right side, and our head is going to be facing to the left. And just stretch it out and feel that nice stretch. We were doing many of these before. And now we're going to feel and come up with an up breath, in breath, and slowly bring your eyes to the other side as your legs go to the left. Now I'm just going to remove the ball just to show you can do it without a ball. So you have an imaginary ball. When I first learned this, it was an imaginary ball. Lift yourself up with an in-breath and go to the other side. Squeeze that imaginary ball. Feel that stretch in your whole torso. And everything's engaged, the Mula Bandha's engaged. Breathing in, come up to the other side. Your head goes to the opposite side. Come up with a breath in. And now we're going to be increasing our speed because everything's gotten warmed up. We're going to go to breath. So breathe in and out. And in and out. In and out at your own speed. It doesn't have to be my speed. Just make sure everything's engaged. You feel something is working, but no pain. And if you're already exhausted, just stop. So my imaginary ball is coming back, and it's going to be a real ball. I like my real ball. It's very floppy. It can't be used for a game because it's been squeezed so much. Okay, so after you've done a few of those, you're now going to bring the ball up between your feet and squeeze them there. So here you can really feel the Mula Bandha at work. You got that Mula Bandha squeezing, you got your knees pressing, so you're feeling the sensation of hugging the midline and of squeezing the ball. And now my arms are going to come up and grab that ball, take it overhead, and put my legs down at the same time. Come back up and grab that ball or towel, whatever you got. Bring your arms up, take the ball down, and let's play a little catch with ourselves. Breathing in and out. The ball is going between my feet and my hands. The ball to my hands overhead while my feet go down. The ball to my legs while my arms go down. The ball comes up with my legs and into my hands. And back and forth. And you're squeezing that Mula Bandha. Squeezing that midline. Your drishti is totally focused. Oh yes, and you have a little count going on. So as your abs get stronger, your postures will become stronger. Your back will definitely love you because strong abs is the secret to a good back strength. And eventually, you'll be able to get up into headstand, no sweat, once your abs get stronger. Okay, so let's stop that for a moment. And the hardest part of the abs to engage are the lower abs, the ones down there. And I just want to tell anybody who happens to be a woman over menopausal time that in Embrace what I call your Buddha belly, because that is the only place in your body where estrogen is stored. So even though you might have prided yourself on having an absolute flat belly all your younger years, once you've become a menopausal person, please just accept the belly fat, because it's, if you try to get rid of it, you're gonna look like a crow, crone, not a crow. So here, I'm going to teach you the waterfall, which is a Shiva Ray invention. It's so beautiful. You want to have your hands pressing into your mat firmly and pressing in, and you're going to push yourself up just a few inches and come back and extend one leg. Come back and push yourself up and come back and extend the other leg. Push yourself up just an inch or two and extend one leg. Push yourself both legs toward the ceiling and extend one leg. The waterfall, push up and extend one, push up, extend the other. Now let's do it to breath. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, push up, breathe out, and extend. Push up, breathe in, breathe out, push up. Push up, push out, push in, you got it. Okay, the waterfall. Now when you start this, you might just be able to do 2 or 3. Don't be discouraged. That just means your very lowest abs are weak. So just do a few little waterfalls and imagine that you're a waterfall. What a beautiful thing to imagine that you're a waterfall. Ah, yes. Okay. And whenever you finish abs, because we've done enough for today, and when you're doing this with your home practice, please just make sure you do it every day to a certain count. You want to end by extending your body, reaching overhead, and release those abs. Oh, yes. And feel how good it is to have done something strenuous, and then you reward yourself with total relaxation. So we'll follow suit and go right into our final relaxation. But first we'll have a little stretch. It's very good to twist your body, because what we do in yoga is not just gain strength in the outer body and the connective tissues, but we pay a lot of attention to the organs within our body. So we do these things called squeezes, and when you squeeze something, it's just like a massage therapist. They're squeezing, and then when they release, all the blood rushes to where you've had your massage. So whenever we do a twist, that's what we're doing. We're twisting the torso or the limbs in such a way that internal organs are getting a nice massage, and then they release when you let go of the posture. So very simple one, raise your knee, extend your arms just like we did for the stabilizing for the abs, and bring your left knee, we've raised our left knee, and bring it over to the right side. And let your head go over to, we're taking the left knee over to the right side, and we're taking our head over to the left as much as we can. If you want more of a stretch, you can extend that left leg. You don't have to, but you get more of a stretch. And just see how that is. Now, some people use straps and props. I don't. But this would be a perfect place, if you're a strap person, to put a strap around your foot and just hold it and feel that. But I don't feel that straps are really necessary. In the 60-some years I've been practicing yoga, almost, I don't use straps except maybe once or twice to experiment. Okay, now that feels good. Bring it back gently. Engage the core. The Mula Bandha, when I say the Mula Bandha, it really is the core. And you bring your knee back, and you can bring it over to the other side. Just let it come out. This is like a tree pose on the floor. Extend your right arm in the opposite way. The left knee is now facing out. And just bring it back to neutral. And relax. We'll do the other side. Bend your right knee. Bring it over to the other side of your body. I apologize, there was a spam interruption, but this is a good lesson for all of us because we do get interrupted from all different ways of interference. So where I was on the first part of the video was stretching, and now we're just going to go into releasing whatever it is we need to release to get us into our comfortable inner relationship with the sacredness of being alive. However you want to call it, relaxation, de-stressing. So get yourself into a nice position like we did before in our other videos. Your palms are facing up. Your body is very loose and melting. It feels like you are an ice cube on a hot day, just melting. That's an analogy used by Baron Baptiste, one of the teachers I've worked with. So close your eyes and just pretend you're an ice cube in the hot sun. And just feel yourself transforming into liquid love. Just oozing wonderful liquid love. And releasing all the energy that is used by your body, both for thinking and using your muscles and doing all that you do. And this is a quiet time. Focus on your breathing. And even if things like phone calls interrupt you, like we got interrupted, we're not going to focus on that. We're going to focus on the other choice we always have, which is to take the higher choice, the more comfortable choice, the one that feels the best. And in this case, it's to be quiet. I'll see you in the next video, my friend.